Oh, we got rights. We got rights. We got rights. We got rights. All right, I want them to sue me. What up, people? I'm here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video. We're using the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach you how to become spiritual dreams. My name is Empress Soman. I do not just use a tarot. I may use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop showing to God, it will not stop me. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, everybody. Let's get into it. Okay. All right, y'all. I have no idea what the fuck that was, but let's go ahead and get into it. I hope that your day is off to a good start. Angel number 55. Guys, I am feeling this change. I feel like we are in a season of change. I feel changed. I'm just ready, focused, and let's go ahead and go to the cards and see what our beautiful star seeds and the universe want us to know. All right, God, all right, guardian angels, beings of light, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me as clear as possible. God, name I pray. Hush. Hush, hush. I number 139. All right, let me not make that too much. My lips are way too big to be doing all that. But you know, they get that job done. Sorry, no, let me stop. All right, y'all. Come on, God. What we doing today? What we doing out here? What we doing today? What do we need to know? What is the message? What is the motherfucking message? Child, I'm just gonna keep on just shuffle. One more. Ooh, I like it. All right. So this message is trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers that you seek. Angel number 217. In guidance, you are not alone. You are guided by the highest. You are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realm. I feel like this is a very beautiful message. God is just asking you to trust your intuition at this time because it is really, this is a time, for one, last message that came out is surrender. Surrender your need to control the outcome. Just be with life at this present moment. I feel like what God is saying is that right now we are in a time where your intuition, your guardian angels, your guides are really speaking and using your intuition to get information to you. If you have been in this place of where you're like, I don't really know where to go, I don't know what to do, and you have been getting ideas that are coming to you, that is your intuition. Sometimes we don't know what our intuition is, so let me just let you know that is your intuition, baby girl. And God is asking you to, instead of dismissing what the information that God is giving you, follow up on them, follow through on them. God has, I'm not going to tell you everything that he's been doing, but I know that the focus for next year is going to be about community and building community for Honestly Sis on and offline. And like, I have been just getting information and ways that God wants me to go about doing this. And I didn't realize it, but I was doing like my intuitive yoga flow. Excuse me, I apologize. And what I realized is that my fear, and because y'all know all about my childhood, but because I recently had like this big rejection of like, these people that I was involved with for like 10 plus years, just overnight just was like, fuck me. I was, they don't, like I may as well just disappeared off the planet of the earth. And it was really hurtful. And I realized that I internalized that. And so it was making me scared. Like, even though I believe in Honestly Sis, I believe in what I'm doing here on the YouTube channel, I was just scared to put it out there because I didn't want to be rejected, or I didn't want people to, look at me from there and be like, oh, look at her, she doing this now. But it's like, I have to, for one, let that go. Like, I have to decide, am I going to live my life based on who I want to be, or am I going to allow other people to dictate what I'm going to have? And then I also had to, like, now I'm learning, I have to just surrender to this outcome, because the whole thing was I didn't want to say I'm going to do monthly meetups, or I'm going to do monthly, moon chats, and then nobody show up. But the thing is, I have to first create if I don't ever create the space for people to show up, how can they ever show up? How will I ever know if I just keep allowing fear to hold me back? And so I feel like what God is trying to get you to understand is that all of those ideas, all of those concepts, all of those places that God keeps telling you to go and workshops to sign up for, that's your intuition. That's God trying to get you to the places and to the things that you want, the things that you really deep down inside desire. But the problem is you're thinking about it like, oh, well, I don't have that, I don't do that. It's like, just surrender to all of that. Stop worrying about how it's going to look, what people going to think, how crazy. Just do it. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Boldly and without abandon. And then if you look stupid and all that stuff, do that later down the line. But I can honestly tell you that there has not been one time on this side of my life where I can honestly, genuinely say that I doubted my intuition, or I wish that I didn't follow through on my intuition. Every single time I followed through on my intuition, I was blessed from it. Whether I was best internally or I was best externally, by meaning somebody else blessed me, or I was blessed internally, meaning I learned a lesson from it. So this message is coming about to just let you know that the dreams, the answers, the places, all of those hits, that's God speaking to you. And it's on you to follow through and actually work to bring it about and surrender to your outcome and to what other people is going to think about it. Okay. I'm actually going to get us okay. God, clarify this message of intuition, guidance, and surrender. I'm going to just go to the tarot to just try to figure out, like, what is our energy towards our intuition? What is our energy towards, our guidance and trusting God? And what is our energy towards surrendering? Do we feel like we can surrender, or are we afraid? To surrender. A card that flew out is the King of Wands reverse. And so I do feel like there is a fear there. I do feel like you don't feel like it's possible, like you don't have the power within yourself to actually bring your dreams about. I feel like a lot of you guys are just, you're waiting for people to come in and give you permission, or waiting for other people to give you validation. But God is saying that it's not going to work that way. You have to validate yourself, and then the world will validate you. You guys have to understand that, Toni Morrison, James Baldwin, Dr. Maya Angelou, they was not who the fuck they were to us now. They wasn't then. They became those people. They made the world see them as that. People, they literally, Toni, I want to say Toni wasn't getting awards, and like there was this article about black authors coming together demanding that she be recognized. So I just want you guys to understand, like, we get fucked up with us nowadays is because we see the end result. We see Hove now. We see B now. We see Jay. We even seeing Drake. We just gotta leave Drake out of conversations, because what the fuck has Drake been doing? We need to have conversations with him. I need an in-depth conversation with Drake because I want to know. But anyways, we've seen, Halle Berry now, but we had to realize they had to become that. They had to demand that for the world to see them. Jay, his first album, he was talking about, I'm the greatest there is, and he did none of that shit yet. He had to become it. And you know how he became it? Because he trusts his intuition, he trusts the guidance, and he surrendered to the outcome. And then it just happened. You think that he probably always had dreams of being a billionaire, but do you think that he knew exactly the steps to take? I think he even had a line there and said, "You never thought Ho would do clothing, not that." He did shit that he never thought that he would do. And that's what's going to happen when you trust your intuition. If you would have told me 10, 15 years ago, I would be on this YouTube talking to people, talking to myself in the room, I wouldn't even believe you, because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That don't even make sense. But guess what? That's where my path has taken me. So it's like, if you're going to do this walk with God, you have to really do this walk with God. Do you trust him or do you not? All right. Okay, perfect. I love it. So for what came out for intuition was the Queen of Wands reversed, which lets me know that you're not trusting your intuition. Energy number 955. The Queen of Wands is a woman who is in touch with her. She is in church. Oh, in church. Whoa, that was like some country shit. That was my roots popping out. This is a woman who is grounded in herself. Let's think about the wands. She had literally took that idea that God has gifted to her and told her that, hey, if you do these things, you will become the Queen of Wands. And so she did all of those steps. She did all of those steps of taking that idea, bringing it into reality, expanding it out, building a foundation for it, going through strife and all of that stuff. She did 1 through 10. She did all of those steps to build her kingdom, and she did that by, you see this little black cat here, she did that by trusting her intuition. She did that by being grounded to the spiritual side, and she also did that by putting herself first and by feeding herself, because she knew that when she fed herself and when she was giving to herself, we know that this yellow is all about the solar plex and trusting herself. She knew that when she trusted herself and she fed herself and she put herself first, that it would naturally feed and give to others. And that's the thing I want you guys to understand, is that you don't have to worry about changing the world. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, what can I do to shift the world? You just, by you taking care of yourself, by you showing up as your full self, by you showing up as a spiritual being and you taking that God-given idea and birthing it into reality, you're going to naturally change the world. Just by you feeding yourself, you're going to naturally feed others, just like this sunflower seed that this Queen of Wands have. She gives to herself and then she naturally gives to others. For guidance, the problem with why you don't feel like you're the Queen of Wands, the problem why you're not starting to really see some growth and starting to see those tangible things in your field, is because you go back and forth. It's because 1 minute you trust God, the next minute you don't. 1 minute you believe that this is the path, the next minute you don't. 1 minute you're all, focused and ready to, to see this through. And then the next minute you see somebody else excelling and you're like, well, how the fuck am I going to possibly do that? You have to make this decision and stay here. You have to say, this is my path, this is my plan, and I'm not moving from it. I was so blessed and I'm so grateful that I saw King Richard, because that's exactly what he did. He had this plan. He created his 7-page plan, and he did not deviate from that plan until his kids became the number 1 and number 2 tennis player in the world. He talked about it. He said, we got champs in the next room. Like, he put that over his kids, and he didn't just put that over his kids. He put that work in at the same time. He believed it. He didn't go back and forth. Angel number 1253. I think there was even a scene in the movie where the mom was saying, like, nigga, you ain't the only one that's been dreaming and all this other stuff. You're not the only dreamer here. We've all been here. We all have been a part of this. We all believe that this is possible. And that's what it has to take. You may not have, a family and friends and a man or any of that shit. Maybe nobody supporting you on bringing this dream about. But what God is trying to say is that, yes, you do. You have a daddy, aka God. You have a mama, aka Mother Earth. You have spiritual team, aka your cousins, that are all rooting for you, that wants this for you, that literally their soul mission, everything, their whole makeup is insert your motherfucking name across the finish line. That is their sole purpose and mission, is to take care of you and to get you to point A and point B. You want to know? Let's really talk about inside out. Yeah, we were talking about the emotions, but that's what the fuck your spirit team is doing. Your spirit team is in the motherfucking booth right now being like, hey, tell her to go down. Tell her to make that turn right there, because if she make the turn right there, she going to bump into her coworker. And then when she bump into her coworker going to make her tell her that one thing that's going to let her to know this one thing. Angel number 1414. Hey, tell her to turn down this thing. Tell her to say yes to that invitation so that when she walk in here, she can meet old boy. You have a whole fucking team of people whose sole mission and focus is on you and getting you to the things that you want and the things that you desire. But you, again, have to believe that on the inside. You have to know that on the inside. Last thing, for surrender your need to the outcome, we had the Two of Wands reverse come out. And this is where we are. What did I tell you guys? What did this queen do back here? This queen, she took that idea from the sky, and now she's right here at this Two of Wands, right? Because this is where you are. You have that idea. You bought that idea down. You say, you know what, God, I want to do this. I'm going to try to make this book come about. I'm going to try to bring this clothing line about. I'm going to try to create this screenplay. I'm going to try to, I'm going to try to get into this photography shit. And you are right here. You're weighing your pros and cons. You're like, but how am I? Because now you're trying to think about the expansion, but how is this really going to work? I never wrote a screenplay before. I never did photography before. I never picked up a camera before. I never did this before. I never. I don't have the resources. I don't have any connections. I don't live in the right community. You're saying all these things. But this is what God is trying to tell you. If you just trust your tuition, he will get you where the fuck you need to go. Angel number 1550. You don't need to know all the steps. You don't need to know this and how everything gonna work. All you need to do is put one foot in front of the other. Take that one hit, that one intuitive hit, and just see it through. And the thing is, this should be so simple. This should be so simple. You go, you research, you're like, oh, okay, it ain't that bad. But then the fear of like, but what if? No, but what if? In 2022, we're not questioning God. We're not doubting God. You need to make a decision right here, right now. Are you going to do this? Are you going to live your life as a spiritual being? Do you trust God or do you not trust him? Are you going to give your life to God? Are you going to trust God to get you to the life of your dreams? Or are you going to keep living this basic ass life that you've been living? You got to ask yourself, because anything else is insanity. If you keep looking at these channels and you keep doubting yourself from now on, you are in a cycle of insanity and I can't help you anymore. We have to make a fucking decision. And I'm telling y'all, I needed to have that time out because I decided I'm seeing my fucking plan through. I don't give a fuck. I'm not applying for nothing. I'm not applying for no grants. I'm not looking for nobody to help me. I'm working my motherfucking plan. I'm trusting my intuition. I'm doing what God has asked me to do. And that's it. That's it. I'm not waiting no more. I'm not asking for permission no more. I'm not allowing fear to hold me back no more. I'm not allowing doubt to hold me back anymore. I am surrendering to the fucking outcome. This YouTube channel will be what the fuck it's gonna be. Honestly, sis, will be what the fuck it's gonna be. This book will be what the fuck it's gonna be. But guess what? I just gotta go on to the next thing. I gotta do it. I gotta complete it. I can't keep doubting it. I can't keep going back and forth. Is this gonna work? Is it not? It's gonna work. And that's it. There is no plan B. Another, I was listening to Niecy Nash one time, and she was talking about how when she was, she was a pastor's wife, like she always had dreams about being in entertainment. And she said there was never a plan B. What the fuck do you mean? If God has planned me to be a writer, actor, director, what am I worrying about a plan B? That's how so many of our parents fucked us up, because they're like, oh, you need to be practical. What if that don't work out? Instead of just being like fucking King Richard and being like, bitch, no, I got a fucking champion in this room. I got a fucking writer director in this room. And I don't know who this is for, but stop. Don't dim your baby light. Let your baby be whatever the fuck your baby want to be. Nurture their dreams. Because he knows before you know. Angel number 1850. But because so many of us have had that part of us, that joyful, that innocent part of us killed and snuffed out, we're scared to believe. We believe, but we don't believe. We go back and forth. We think that we have to do it all on our own. We think we have to know all of the steps, instead of knowing that we have a team and a power that's greater and that's bigger than us, that can get us where we need to go easily and without all the stress and chaos, without sacrificing ourselves, without, losing parts of ourselves. But we just have to trust it. It's not going to look how everybody else look. It's not going to, feel how everybody else's feel, but that's okay. You got to work your plan, and your plan only. All right, God, clarify this message of intuition guidance, surrender. What do you want us to know about surrendering, our need to just surrender to the outcome, God? What is this message all about? About trusting that we can bring our dreams about letting go of the double-mindedness, not going back and forth, but just really making this commitment to bring this dream about. Why is this so important, God? Why is this so important for us to stop going back and forth, God? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Why are you stressing that we are not alone? In God's name I pray. Ashe. 1 second, y'all. I got to get you guys a tool. God, clarify this message of surrender, intuition, guidance. 2 of Wands, the Queen of Wands with the 2 of Pentacles. Why is it so important for us to know that we are not alone, God? Why is it so important for us to just trust our intuition and to make a commitment to walking with you, God? What are you trying to get us to know about surrendering to the outcome? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. In God's name I pray. It's one tool. No doubt or confusion. One tool, God. It was actually 2. It is not my role to make others people happy. It is not your role to make others happy. It is your role to keep yourself in balance. When you practice paying attention to how you feel and practice self-empowering thoughts that align with who you really are, you will offer an example of thriving that will be of tremendous value to those who have the benefit of observing you. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people get well, thrive, or get sick enough to help sick people get well. You can only uplift from your position of strength, clarity, and alignment. And for some of you, I feel like you guys are maybe, your parents, you're worried about disappointing your parents or looking differently to others. But again, how other people view you is not your problem. You have to make a decision on whether you want to live your life for the world or if you want to live your life for God. The last message that came out is, what if everything was always working for me? When you play the what if game, look for things that make you feel better. There is never a situation which there's not a way out. But out of habit, most people continue to choose the lack perspective until they eventually find themselves where it seems there are no more choices. But as you hold to your intention to look for the evidence of well-being and thriving and success and happiness, you will tune yourself to the vibration of those things. And so those kind of good feeling experiences will dominate your life. And so, guys, this is what God is saying about surrendering to the outcome. Everything that happens in your life is happening for you. Everything is happening to set you up for the win. I had a thing occur to me this week, and I felt that feeling of trappedness again, of being like, oh my God, like I'm here, I'm still at this fucking job. Like, God, I need to get the fuck out this job. But I realized that there was a part of me that was still wanting to make this job work. There was a part of me, I wanted these people to view me and to see my worth. And I wanted to make sense out of chaos. And I had to realize that that's not the purpose of this exercise. The purpose of this exercise is, can you be in an environment and stay true to yourself? Can you be in an environment and shine your light and still be your best self no matter what's going on around you? Can you stay true to your plan? Because the reason why you are in this environment is because it's helping you with your plan, right? But my problem was I was getting sidetracked again, getting lost in the plan and being like, oh, maybe I got to be this. And it's like, it's not about that. I had to change my mindset and say that this place that I go to, it's a funding source. My job is honestly sis. My job is this channel. My job is my book. I have a funding source, just like a fellowship, where I have to go and put my time in so that I can do my job. But my job is here. This is my job. So I changed my mindset. And I'm going to keep talking to y'all about my job because this is where I'm at. This is my reality and my situation. And the reality of my situation is that I am in a position that I'm in a place where I do not want to be. But the beauty in the what if game, the what is working out for me is that I have a plan. I have things that I'm working towards, and not just some out there things that make, no, I have a definite plan, a definite steps that I can take to make my dreams a reality. And if I keep doing that, working my plan every day, putting my energy and my focus in the things that feed me and the things that make me feel well, then I just have to trust that I'm doing the best that I can do and that God will take care of the rest. It's not my job to, fight discrimination and it's not my job to do any of that. My job is to focus on me and making sure that I am being the best person that I can be. Okay? Angel number 2540. The last thing is there is no shortage of time or money. There's no shortage of time and money. And that's just God letting you know that, there is no rush. You don't need to be like, I need to, I'm not moving fast enough. I need to change. No, you are where you need to be. You don't need to do anything. God clearly has you in the position that he has you in now for a reason. And when it's time for you to be removed from that position, he will remove you from that position. But for right now, God want to focus on you coming to life. This is going to be our final message, angel number 43, which breaks down to a 7, a highly spiritual number. And this is what we're all about. We're learning how to become spiritual beings again. All right, last and final message. You are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it always be. I'm going to start over. You are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it always will be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It may have a lot to say and at times seem very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey brain. The mind is not much more than a spirally canopy of habitual reactions. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and electric awakening. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so much more beyond what the mind is capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice you have to make is how to deal with it. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go swiftly when you allow it to flow. You may need to paint, write, enact ritual, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you are recovering the artistry of the universal creative. You are honoring the sacredness of life by exploring it without restraint, and that includes the flow of your feelings. You don't have to do anything with them other than express. You may want to analyze or you may not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are getting in touch with feeling. Learning how to access your feelings allows you to learn how to access your intuition. Creative inspiration and Learning how to access your feelings allow you to learn how to access your intuition, creative inspiration, and genuine internal guidance. These aspects flow from the same place and are often couched with your feelings in the form of emotions as well as physical sensations. The journey underneath the mind and into sensual emotional connection with your feelings, emotions, and bodies is a sacred purpose. This is a part of your path. You are one of the sacred but more powerful minorities that have chosen to come into a body and live consciously within it. That may seem like that That may seem like it applies to everybody, but when you experience it for yourself, you realize that this is actually rather rare. There are plenty of bodies without a spirit really residing within to care for, love, and honor them as sacred animal. Fortunately, that this minority is powerful enough that it can keep human nature in balance, but only just. We need every single one of us that is capable to be aware of the task and move beyond the mind and into the body. This is especially true. Okay. To come into your sensuality, you need to anchor your experiences. You may be blessed with relationships that are conscious enough to be interested in your journey in a constructive rather than controlling or undermining way. If so, talk, converse, share. If not, then you need to be more resourceful in how you support yourself through your awakening process, at least until you attract some more conscious connections into your life. It is likely that these connections are already on their way just because you are working with the energy of this deck. You can support your own process by scheduling time for yourself and keeping to it like you would the most important date with destiny. So get to writing in your journal, do your dances, paint your pictures, create your creations, be kind to your body, listen to it, and let it be alive. Even in times of pain, know that there will be ecstasy and bliss as the process of healing and awakening continues. The message of this oracle is be alive. Don't imagine you can go back to sleep. You are too awake for that now. There is no falling back into old ways. If you do so, it will be short-lived and won't feel the same as it used to. You may grieve this. You will certainly eventually celebrate it. You have crossed the threshold from an old way of being into an old life, and try as you might, you cannot return. It is better to let go, grieve if need be, celebrate if need be, or do both and move on into this moment. There is another adventure awaiting for you now. You need a deeper connection to your own instincts, body, feelings, and intuitions so that you can receive this new calling. You can trust in it too. Embrace it and it will embrace you. Angel number 3203. So I'm going to end this with the word that wants to be written. The last message that came out is the Page of Pentacles. And I feel like this message is just coming about is because God is telling us that we have done the work to become spiritual beings. And a big part of being spiritual beings is to feel your feelings and to feel your emotions and to, bring these creative endeavors about. And so it's okay to have your moments of doubt. It's okay for you to be like, I don't know how this is going to work out. But you have to feel those feelings and do them anyway. You have to feel those feelings and override them. And also, I was saying in a previous message that I was recording earlier today is that us as light workers, us as spiritual beings, a lot of humans did not decide to be spiritual beings. A lot of humans have decided to just be humans. But our power as spiritual beings is that we are human and we have a connection to a spiritual side. And our connection with our spiritual side is through our intuition. It's through trusting those moments and allowing ourselves to feel those feelings. So if you have been feeling feelings of like overwhelm, or you feel like there's injustice in the world, feel them, harness them, and then tell God what you want from the world. You see injustice, you see white supremacy, you tell God, this is why I want to do X, Y, and Z, because I want the world to come together. I want the world to know that we are more alike than different. And then you become the change that you want to be. You spend your time, effort, and your energy and attention into bringing yourself to life. All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. Your fucking Pandora box has been open, baby. Please, please, please bring these creative dreams about. Surrender to the outcome. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. You don't need to go to school. You didn't need to do it no sooner. You have this, whatever God has on your mind, you need to have the courage to bring it about, because the world needs you and the world could be in chaos because you decided not to step up. Okay. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message and you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Guys, I say this from somebody who who sometimes get a little frustrated that I feel the way that I feel, and I feel so heavily and so deeply. But we really have these feelings for a reason, and we just have to funnel those feelings into our creative endeavors, funnel those visions into, just making the world a better place, because these fucked up people are not going to stop. And so we have to, double down even more and become that change that we want to see. All right, y'all. That's all I have. I will see you soon. See you next week. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah, I think I may just see y'all next week. All right. Talk to y'all later.